James Bishop is on his way out. James Bishop entered the NCAA transfer portal. AL.com, the first to report it. Bishop, you might remember, played in 16 games for the Tigers, averaged about 8 minutes a game, only had one double-digit scoring game. That was 11 points against Northwestern State. In the preseason last year, this is what Will Wade said about James Bishop before this past season, his freshman year.
Bishop is as hard a worker as I've ever seen as a freshman. You guys all know, Billy, you guys who cover us all know how I feel about Skylar Mays. And James has worked as hard, if not harder, than Skylar this summer. It's incredible to watch. In fact, this week I had to kind of shut James down. I thought his body was giving out on him a little bit because he'd been working so hard. And, you know, he was in the gym on his own 3 and 4 or 5 times a day outside of what we were doing with our team. So just an incredible worker. He can score it, at will. And so very, very excited about him.
In the end, it didn't really manifest for James Bishop, but glowing praise there from Will Wade on the work ethic. Played just 8 minutes a game. He kind of broke it. When LSU got blown out at Florida, sort of out of necessity, that's whenever he got his most minutes in a ball game, was in that game against Florida. Will Wade even said afterwards that he was the lone bright spot in that game. But do this numbers game with. I know numbers don't always translate on radio and they confuse people and all, but just understand this is a numbers play. This is attrition, is what this is with James Bishop. So, you've got 3 seniors, right? You've got Skylar Mays, you've got Marlon Taylor, and you got Marshall Graves. So those 3 seniors are gone. We know that. So you're going to have 3 roster spots open. You got 13 scholarships available on a college basketball roster. So those 3 seniors are gone, and you've got 4 players that could very well end up in the draft. You got Javonte Smart, Emmett Williams, Darius Days, and Trendon Watford. Okay, so that's what you're looking at right now as far as potential defection. So if everybody goes, then that is 7. If they all 4 of them go, that's 7 guys out. Look at what you got right now. You've got 3 players that have signed a letter of intent. You've got Cameron Thomas, Jalen Cook, and Bradley Ezewiro. You got those 3 that have signed their letter of intent. You've got 2 more commitments in Eric Gaines and Mwani Wilkinson. So that's 5. And then you've already got your 2 transfers that are already on campus with Sharif O'Neal and Josh LeBlanc from Georgia, the Baton Rouge kid who went to Georgetown. So that's 7. You got your 4 commits. You've got you get your 3 signees. You've got your 2 commits and your 2 transfers. So if all 4 guys, Smart, Williams, Days, Watford, go pro, then that's a push, right? You're at a push on out and the 7 coming in and 7 going out. The 3 seniors, the 4 guys going for the draft. The fact that James Bishop is leaving, I think, tells you that you ain't losing all those guys to the draft. That Will Wade needed to free up a scholarship somewhere for his recruiting class to come in, and James Bishop is just ultimately going to be that guy. Are there more? Possibly, but it depends on the guys that might leave for the draft. Smart, Williams, Days, Watford. If LSU gets all of them back, if you get those 4 guys back, and you add the 7 in this recruiting class, you are the preseason favorite to win the SEC, and you are in the conversation for the Final Four. How much does this NBA draft season impact the decision of these players? It's massive, because the draft is going to move, the combine's going to move, all those dates move now. But the college calendar is going to reflect it in some respect, but not what and what, because these college basketball coaches need to assemble their roster. So they're going to have to make a decision on if these guys are going to be back or not, if you're going to have that roster spot. So this may be a year where, not that the coronavirus and the suspension of play or any of that is a positive. I don't mean that in any way. But as it pertains to assembling this roster, you may see, like in baseball, more guys that otherwise would have gone pro back in the college game. You may see that again here with the number of guys on LSU's roster that would think about going through that process that maybe end up back on campus. And if you get those guys back, you are the SEC favorite, and you are a Final Four contender, no question.